Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Haha. Long time no see. Long time no stream. Hope you're all doing well. There's a new code if you play Reverse 1999. I've just pinned it in chat. So feel free to redeem that. Oh, 30 clear drops. Yeah. Oh, I haven't done my dailies. Hope everyone is alright. I've been quite busy recently, so no time to stream.
Battles can be just as informative as codes. You just have to know how to read them.
So today is a rarity, but
Target confirmed.
yeah.
According to my
Aim
calculations.
That weren't even as tough as waking up an old factory man.
Okay. Nice. Sentinel's banner doesn't have long left, which means it's Charon soon. I think I'll go for Charon. I've heard he's good for Dynamo. And I want to play Dynamo teams. I have obviously Ulrich from the free 6-star from the previous
Your
version.
visits are always unexpected. I appreciate that.
And even though
Door-knocking
Lucy
more
is
of a
kind of,
formalities than a functional
I don't want to say
necessity.
she's fallen off because she kind of hasn't. She's still quite good, but she's been improved, which is nice.
The equipment and artifacts.
I think I'll be able to clear the rest of these goals through doing the story quest. Yeah. There's also tenants to do, which
I pass my nights in many ways.
if I have time, I'll get that done. But for now, I'll get Sentinel still done. She's so cute. She's so tiny, actually. She's... Where is she?
Oui, je m'en souviens maintenant. Dans le bureau
She
de grand-mère.
is 5'2". But I don't know if that's with the gun or without the gun. Wait, where am I going? So... yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stages. Okay, let's go. Also because today is a story stream, feel free to sit back, relax, get something to eat. I have grapes because they're hydrating and also because they're tasty. So get something to eat, get something to drink. Also, don't feel pressured to talk. Very chill, very, I don't want to say nonchalant, but very chill, no pressure. Okay. I bit down into a grape and then realized there was text. The rural town of Rouen dozes in the afternoon sun. Inside the house, Agnes recites scripture in a steady, devout tone. Marianne rests beside her cousin, softly repeating the words, attempting to let their weight settle in her heart. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. I just realised this is going to be a lot of reading for me to do, so I hope you don't mind. I can't speak French, and I can't do a French accent, so if anything comes up in French, please excuse me in advance. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Marianne's attention wanes as a robin's call echoes from outside the window. A bird said to carry the blood of saints through generations. Its song is meant to bring salvation, but all she feels is restlessness. Nothing seems to be able to take her mind off the quarrel that is still raging in the other estate, a quarrel caused by her. To go to war? Marie, stop it. Scripture requires the full attention of the mind. Focus. Be devout.
Marie.
Agnes. Okay, I already did the main story, so chapter 11. But it's so weird to see Agnes as a character in the story and not just referred to as a statue.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Baby Marianne! Wait, no, that's really cute. Wait. No, she's so cute! She's so tiny. Oh my days. Tiny Maria. I wish to ask thee the very same question. Thou didst rush to me, begging of me to read the scripture for thee, and yet...
Marie.
Which chapter did I recount to thee this last moment? Man, I don't know. Oh my days. She doesn't know either. Agnes, you know as well as I that I have never been as familiar with the scripture as you. Fair enough. Agnes gives her a long disapproving look. Sigh. Oh, okay. You're right. You shall not lie to one another. The Lord does not look kindly upon such things. Agnes doesn't speak. No! But her gaze turns gentle as she encourages her cousin to open up.
Tu sais quoi?
Were we to head to Paris this very moment and wander along the Seine, we would see all manner of wonders from the four corners of the world. Wait, so this isn't about... The argument isn't about her going to war. I wonder what it's about then. Her little outfit. Oh, she's so cute! Auntie Suzanne says incandescent lights, countless in number, illuminate the night there, and great trains travel through tunnels deep underneath the ground. And the cinema. Oh my, Agnes. Horses, true as anything, gallop on the screen. Her thoughts had been suppressed too long. Now given the chance, they pour out like a river. Ah yes, thou spakest of this before. The Exposition Universelle, was it? Marianne knows her Marianne knows her cousin is only feigning interest. The hustle and bustle of Paris has never stirred her as much as the scripture. But Agnes always shows just enough curiosity and concern to gently support Marianne. Mm. Oh, how I begged and begged that she take me, and finally she agreed. She even said we would visit the Eiffel Tower. But father detests the exposition. He says technology serves only to distract us from the word of God. Auntie Suzanne and father quarreled still upon my leaving. Oh, okay, going to Paris. Oh, it was not my interest in my days. Not having to read out loud for so long. Really, I need to stretch this muscle. It was not my intent to bring strife to the family. Perhaps I should never have had such thoughts at all. Strife? My day. Arguments between the grown are a fearsome thing indeed. They hesitate not to slice at one another with words. But such an act is against the Lord, it is plain. Our Father in heaven wisheth a life of peace for us, one without strife. Nanny says we must all act in accordance with God's plan. Just as it is his will that I journey to the monastery in Saint Lizier 2 days hence, perhaps it is his will that thou goest to Paris. Paris? Agnes's words are fair and kind, not just to comfort Marianne, but to live out the word of God. Mm-hmm. Well, I do not believe any amount of reading will lift thee from thy haze. Come, let us stroll together in the orchard. Or, yeah, the sweet scent of the apples is quite pleasant, this. Oh no. Before Agnes can finish her sentence, a door bursts open. There you are, Mademoiselle Marianne. Please gather your things. Your aunt's waiting for you outside. Are they going to take you to the... Oh, yay! Hurry now before your father changes his mind. Marianne shoots Agnes a surprised look. Agnes's mouth quickly curls into a warm smile. It is as I said, is it not, Marie? Thou hast been called to Paris, and I have been granted a peaceful afternoon in the apple orchard. God watcheth over each of us. Oh my goodness, that noise. World Expo in Paris. It's really funny how they reuse scenery and assets in different stories and things. Because what do you mean this was Vienna for the entirety of chapter 7, 8? No, 6, 7. No! Chapter 6 and chapter 7. Um, and now it's Paris. Like you could see the text in the background. The glass dome of the Grand Palais refines the sunlight to a crystalline brilliance amid its Eiffel Tower-esque ironwork. Marianne cranes her neck in an attempt to see beyond the crowd on the Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées? Élysées? The halo of the new world reddening her face. I'm assuming this is maybe the very start of the 1900s. Definitely before the war. I don't remember if it said how old Sentinel is. Um, if we assume that if we see that she's a child and she's maybe like 10, then maybe 1910, 1908, this is. Oh la la! Auntie, is our next visit to the pavilion of elegance you spake of? They speak such old English. Marianne shoots an eager look behind her at her aunt. She's struggling to keep up. Prithee, slow thy steps, child. If I lose thee, I shall have no words to explain it to thy father. Fair enough. But father allowed me but 2 days. We cannot linger, auntie. Oh no, my internet. Come on, reconnect. Come on. Yippee. D'accord. I shall make certain to show thee all there is to see here. She sighs and grasps Marianne firmly by the hand. This, ma chérie, is the pavilion of excellence. The works inside are what we now call haute couture. Haute couture. Upon entering the pavilion, Marianne is enraptured by the dazzling garments on display. To the left of thee is... No! Wait. Wait. No! No! Wait. Okay, this is awkward. What is going on? This entire time I thought wrong. Mm, oh yeah. Video output. I thought the display was going this entire time, and it's not. No. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait. Wait, do I have a solution? Wait. Oh. Oh my days. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh. Oh my days. Fixed. Fixed. Is my display fixed? On the screen, it should show buildings and horses and a lamppost with a clock on it. If anyone is watching, please comment so I know it's working for sure. I've just adjusted a few settings, so it should work, but I can't be sure. Man, that scared me. Okay. I'm just checking and it seems that everything is okay. So I'll continue. I'm so scared. I'm so scared that something's going to happen again. And then I'll be forced to reset all my settings. Okay. We were up to here with the dazzling garments. I'll start from there then. To the left is the Mr. Worst design. Delicate embroidered patterns, bustled skirts, every inch of his designs pushes the boundaries of design. Okay, until now, Marianne had never imagined that something so ordinary as clothing could express the spirit of a new era. He was not only the first to establish a maison de couture, but also, Auntie, how does one stitch such a pattern? And his pleats, how might they be sewn? Marianne, fashion designer, Tenebron. Suzanne chuckled.
Marie.
Perhaps thou ought to explore the subject thyself, Paris doth create all manner of fashion magazines, some featuring such techniques. I shall mail them to thee.
Mais...
Now, thy father is not the final word on all matters. I shall find a way. Yippee! I just realised, uncovering her up. Uncovering the auntie up. Move to this side. And now I'm not covering her. What's up, you? Stopping by to say hi. I sadly cannot stay. Have a good night. It's okay. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Sleep well. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. Marianne looks puzzled, but her aunt gives her a playful wink. I fear thy father groweth ever more blind to the realities of our world. This here in Paris is the future shaped before our very eyes. If we all were to live like thy father, would even a fraction of all this exist? Oh, true, actually. Of course not. Those who cling to scripture cannot fathom such creativity. Oof. This rebellious family member voices her thoughts with ease.
Je ne sais pas trop.
I've never thought of things in such a way. I'm simply asking thee to linger on it, ma chérie, for there is more to life than the monastery. Thou hast the power to choose, to live a new kind of life. Come along, we have yet to see the palace of electricity of Champ de Mars. Marianne snaps out of her thoughts and follows her aunt back into the crowd. All right. Okay. And this might be spoilers, very slightly. But if we look at these titles, it's not only about her as a kid. A dress to make, the sweet taste of triumphs, the sacred way, marching orders, charge, le demeure de Duval, si le grand neumeur, I don't know. On the Rhone, vigilante patriotism, echoes of the battlegrounds. Okay, interesting. Number 2. Can I just say that UI is really nice? It's very on theme, on what's it called? It's very much in line with the rest of everything. When she closes her eyes, that brief trip to Paris all those years ago appears as vivid as ever in Marianne's mind. Okay, so that was her childhood flashback, and now is when she's older. For 6 years, Marianne did not dare defy her father, and thus she entered the Ursuline convent as planned. To be kind, to shun conflict, these are the virtues of the faithful. Thou hast the power to choose, to live a new kind of life.
Peut-être.
Oh. So she didn't get to make dresses in the end. My, you've grown thick. Oh, my, you've grown thick. My days. Sometimes I wish there was a precursor to sentences in English that could tell you exactly what sort of tone to use in sentences. Marianne murmurs softly to herself, the hefty book clutched in her hands. So she's talking to a book, not to something else. It's a scrapbook carefully put together from clippings of fashion magazines, so thick now that it's long since become too heavy to carry around. Aunt Suzanne kept her promise. For 6 years, she mailed Marianne the magazines, disguised under gospel covers. Oh my days. Marianne, taking the lead from her, glued church pamphlets over the cover. Her father never noticed the rebellion. Grant me courage through hardship, and guide me by your will.
Amen.
For the first time, she leaves the book on the table for all to see and walks down her chosen path. 6 years ago. So maybe young teenager? If I said before that she might be 10 in the flashback, because she hasn't changed her appearance. Maybe she's 15, 16 now? Absurd. Hast thou forgotten thy heritage? Thou carriest the blood of the gargoyles. Pardon me. There is naught but the word of God that may shield thee from utter corruption. Damn. First, thou didst cast off the few gifts offered by our bloodline, and now thou wouldst reject the teachings of the monastery? Dost thou wilfully drive thyself to demonhood? His hair may have grayed at the temples, but his commanding presence has remained utterly unchanged. Marian clenches her fists, pushing past her fear to meet her father's rage-filled eyes head-on. True faith is the pure connection between oneself, God, and the Holy Spirit. To put too much reverence in the likes of churches or monasteries is to head directly into ruin.
Mais
Ooh. Thus, no matter where I am, so long as I keep the Lord's grace in my heart, I will not fall into depravity. Secular education will ink no stain on my bloodline either, for reason is a far greater tool in discerning good from evil than our gift. Interesting point, actually. Sometimes people put so much trust in faith or like their religion alone that they fail to how do I word this? They put so much blind trust in one thing that they fail to realize that you need skills as well. So debates and reasoning are not something to be afraid of, and neither is science. Yeah. Sometimes people see science as kind of it goes against my beliefs. What else? It's evil. It's unnatural. But science is it also follows from other things. That's why hypotheses exist. You know, you make a theory and you test it using empirical methods. It's not. I don't think science is bad. You know, if it's done and it's been proven, then likely you could say it's fact. It's like the sky is blue. If you've been doing experiments and you prove that the sky is in fact blue, then it's a fact, you know? It's not as if it's to go against you specifically. People didn't invent facts to offend you. Yeah. So in that sense, I feel like even if you do believe in one thing, it's always good to look at the opinions and look at things that go outside of your own perspective. You never know if you'll learn something or if that new thing will actually support what you believe in a sense. I don't know. I shall not suffer thee to attend public school, no matter how thou'st argue. This matter is finished. The standoff is broken by the arrival of an elderly figure. Who's Madeline? Scripture is not a sword to be wielded in a quarrel. Grandmother! Mother, thou ought to be abed at this hour, for what art thou? How could one sleep through such clamour? Fair enough. My apologies, grandmother. Sorry for arguing so much that I woke you up. She waves her hand dismissively. Let Marie go. What? Church schools closeth their doors one after... Oh. It is not an easy labour to find undefiled teaching these days. Allow Marianne to see it for herself. Only then will she truly comprehend thy words. She is young. She will come to understand thee in time. Why let such conflict shake our halls and taint thy spirit for so small a matter? My goodness, pardon me, for so small a matter. Her words eased the tension in the room. The ever stubborn Marie, hast thou made up thy mind? Where dost thou wish to study?
L'école des filles de Rouen.
So shall it be. Now return to thy room and seek forgiveness of the Lord for thy behaviour.
Merci.
Oh, thank you, grandmother, thank you dearly. Mother, thou must not indulge her so. Marianne hath already deigned to speak akin to the common folk. Were she to place any more earthly wisdom above the true path, she shall never learn to discern vice from virtue. Marianne has already skipped happily along to her room. She is blissfully unaware of her father's anguished complaints. Yeah. You can see how, quote unquote, more proper her father speaks compared to her, and even Agnes as well, with the thee and thou and dost and things. Having finished her prayer as instructed, Marianne makes the sign of the cross and gets up from the side of the bed. She flings herself over to her desk, dips her pen in ink, and begins to write.
Magnifique.
I must tell Agnes the good news. It is certain to bring her joy. Oh, dear Agnes, word reaches me that you have gone to Saint Lizier again to recover. Though I hear no complaints from you, and I know you continue to pray through your suffering, accepting it as another trial of a devout follower, I yet sincerely pray that the Holy Mother may make your heart whole again. Do you recall when you spake to me of God's will? You said He had laid a path for each of us. I have now seen the truth behind those words, for I have come to feel His calling this day. Grandmother's enduring love and kindness have finally granted me permission to go where I truly belong. I shall be attending a public secondary school. I hope the joy of these words reaches you true, and that they can in some way, small way, ease your suffering, dear cousin. Perhaps grandmother will even allow me to apprentice at a tailor's shop during my studies. Perhaps within a year I will be sewing a straight cut dress, no corset for you, modelled after Mr. Poiret's design. My, what a boon that would be before I finally go to Paris to become a fashion designer. Paris has taken over all thoughts in her mind. She looks out the window. The sunlight does not only fall on Rouen, but on those Paris streets from her memory. She closes her eyes, trying to recall the scorching heat as she walked down the Champs-Élysées all those years ago.
Peut-être.
Perhaps here, yes, this is where I shall run my little atelier de couture. It is best to face the Seine, for the light may reflect off the water onto the dresses. The dream is just that, a beautiful dream filled with hope and peace, a future laid out before her. Perhaps time will honour the pious prayer of a young girl, and she will reach this promised land. Perhaps in another life, she would have... Oh. Oh. Oh! What is this? Arcane support soldiers. The battlefield calls. It's time to engage in real... Okay. Prevent the enemy from getting out. And that's the signal to counterattack. Okay. So these are all mana spaces, the blue ones. They are the enemy. Both side spaces will raise their respective flags. To redeploy our soldiers, select our white base, then tap and drag along connecting roads. What do I do? Oh? No, 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 no. Wait. Wait, I'm so confused. What? Oh no. No, 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 no. Wait. What am I supposed to do? What about how? Wait. What am I supposed to do? Wait. Wait. Let me Google this. Sentinel story quest. Page 3. Okay. What am I supposed to do? No! What am I supposed to do? Okay. Okay. Okay, I get it. Okay. Oh my days. Oh my days. It took me this long to figure out what was going on. Okay. That's great. That is amazing. Simply tremendous. Oh my days. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Oh, it's bongo night. I hope you're doing better than I am. Man. I'm doing the equivalent of a character story quest in reverse 1999. The character is called Sentinel and she's a gargoyle. She's very cool. Unfortunately this is time gated, so it does expire tomorrow. So I'm doing it now because I procrastinated. Just now was, I'm assuming, a combat or a mini game stage. It took me so many tries because I don't know what was going on. But I finally did it, which is good. Anyway. Yeah. Doing fine, working on some pixel art now. Nice! More emotes or just general pixel art? Better is the big. Okay, fair enough. I'm under pressure to have a certification exam by next week. To do the exam before next week, or is it to have the certification? Good luck with the exam. I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah. I'm assuming you have to register and things by yourself? That kind of sucks. No gift to someone. Nice. Nice. Well, I hope they like it. Hope that everything goes smoothly. Bombardment of the second fallen front hasn't let up. Debris falls from above, stones bouncing off her. In her daze, her body shields her completely, turning flesh and blood into hardened armor. I fell asleep? Oh yes, as a gargoyle, sentinel, also known as Marianne, which is her real name. She's a gargoyle, so she can turn parts of her body into stone, which means that when people shoot at her, she doesn't die. Yeah. It saved her on a great deal of occasions, like in the main story, but that might be spoilers if you haven't done it, so. The exam by next, okay, and that exam costs $170. Man. Me, when the qualifications cost money, I don't like it. It really does suck. It really does suck that you have to pay for qualifications. I mean, it makes sense, seeing as it's a certificate and all, but man, does it suck. Well, good luck. I'm sure you'll pass. Is all I'll say. Sorry. Still haven't gotten into 1999, but this is making me want to start now. Good. Sorry. Reverse 1999 is such a good game. It's so... I don't want to say it's so slept on, because people... I think it's grown definitely over the past year, especially. But definitely, I would recommend 1999. All of the people I've recommended to play it and who have started playing it since have really enjoyed it, so I would really recommend, but only if you have the time and space, because while it isn't as storage heavy as Genshin or kind of the Hoyo games, it isn't as small as you might think. I don't know. Yeah, it's also very grindy at the beginning, so don't give up. Don't give up. But yeah, that's nice. It's not even my most expensive certification. My most expensive was almost $400. Man. Doing the conversion, that's £300 in GBP. That's really, it is really something. Well, at least you got a discount, even if it didn't feel like much. Can I just say this background is not nice? This scenery. Because this is from the stage in the main story where she has to face kind of the enemy, the blue people in the previous thing before. So yeah, the blue enemy it's discovered that black algae or black slimy stuff is the remains of people, which is absolutely horrifying, because the main character of the previous part of the main story was eating it to survive because it's edible. So when she found out what it was made of, that was really something. I feel sick thinking about it, so I wouldn't talk about it anymore. But anyway, this is it. Not nice to see. The biggest issue is downloading the game. Egypt's internet is limited, so it's big. That's a problem. It's on mobile. It's 20 gigabytes. I don't want to say that. Wait, I'll check. Because I have this on laptop, specifically MacBook. And the base game is 3 gigabytes. But then there's also the other stuff that you need to download on top of that. So I don't think it's quite 20. I think it might be 10-ish, 10, 12 gigabytes. Definitely not as big as Hoyoverse. Well, it's a big exam. The exam comes with a free retake. Okay, free retake. That doesn't really... If I was doing the exam, it wouldn't give me much hope in case I failed the second one, but that's good. Free retake is good. Yeah. Oh. Hello? Oh. Okay, maybe it is quite big. It's 21.5 gigabytes on my laptop, which is a bit more than I was expecting. But yeah, the base is 3 gigabytes, but then there's all the packages on top of that. Right now, there's not really a way to reduce the size unless you delete the language packs. But I don't remember if... Wait, no, I do remember. The 21 gigabytes doesn't include other languages. Because there's English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean dub, I think. But yeah. Thankfully, I passed it first try. Woohoo! Cause, oh my goodness. Did you at least rest afterwards? My days. Big respect to you, Hollow. Big respect. Yeah. I can imagine that must have been really awful then. Oh. I'm so glad I'm no longer in a stage of my life where I have to do as many exams. But yeah, that's horrible. That sounds awful. I crashed hard for 2-3 years. I can imagine. At least you recovered. I'm hoping. You slept like a rock, Marie. Ha ha ha. Who would have thought that the girl who used to flinch at gunfire would end up so stone cold, and it's in just 6 months no less. So this is probably early 1914. 1914? When did World War II start? World War II was in 1914. World War One. World War One. My bad. My bad. World War One. June 28th. 28th of July? Oh, okay. July 28th. 28th of July 1914. So, yeah, early. What's it called? January. World War II is 40. Yeah, 1938 to 45, if I remember correctly. She ignores her comrades' teasing. Her body is too itchy. Ooh.
Merde.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a big thing to mix the two up. Yeah, this is just World War One. There's another character from pre-World War One in Reverse 1999, and when you tell her that there's a second World War, she kind of looks at you like as if you've gone insane, because of just the destruction and also just how much has gone on. We've been resting in the rear for more than 3 months now. It'll probably be tomorrow. Tomorrow?
I know not.
Arcane support is certainly not pulling out anytime
However,
soon. Okay. One wasn't. Yeah. Yes. I don't remember if this character, who has actually lived through World War One, has a voice line about World War Two, but I'm assuming she'd probably react similarly or even worse. This unit of Arcanists, sent to protect the critical supply route, carries impossible expectations. In half a year on the front, they've already lost half their men. Plus one gargoyle. But in the grand total of casualties, even that is barely a footload. Arcane skills have done little to save the front line from the horrors of trench warfare. I can't imagine how much worse or potentially better things would be with magical powers in the mix for World War One, World War Two. One said we'd die of thirst before any of that. Enemy fire has cut off supply lines, leaving them hungry and parched for nearly a week. Oh no. They have enough canned goods and dry biscuits to just about survive. But thirst is the bigger problem. Many have turned to licking the moisture seeping from the tunnel walls. I can't imagine not having something to drink as well, seeing as you die if you go 3 days without water. Is 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, I think. I've already reported to Sergeant Pierre. Once the shelling abates, I shall procure some water. God bless. You know where to find some? Francois chanced to hear the whisper of running water. He spake to me of a dip in a land 800 meters past the tunnel.
Oh dear.
I've heard about that place. It's been
I see.
I know your arcane skills give you the best shot at survival, but I've already lost so many. I don't want to lose you too. This grim truth stuns Marianne. She forces down her trembling voice. We have no choice. Without water, every one of us may truly perish here. You spake it yourself. I will live by virtue of my arcane skill. But even so, this ability to turn herself to stone does still cause a huge hit to her health if she's injured. Francois will join me, but that will better the odds. Just a little longer. The shelling will be soon over. No, not the goop. A soldier in navy blue crouches. Huh? Navy blue? Oh, okay. Huh? She isn't wearing navy blue. Green film on the surface. Oh, a bloated corpse. A far sight better than drinking sewage still. The soldiers fall silent, each recalling the horrors they have witnessed in the grip of thirst. The enemy knows well that we collect water from this place. We must make haste. One song. They have started again.
Take cover.
Ah! Again? No. Adjust marching formation. What does this mean? What does this mean? Oh, goodness. No! Taste. We're about to secure a water supply. Francois, are you alright? Oh no. No, Francois, no. Please shelter us, don't forsake your children. No, no. Marianne charges forward, crashing into the foot of a low hill and heaving a last shaking breath before she curls up into a ball of stone. Francoise's groans fade from her ears. Shrapnel, branches, dirt, ash, they all ricochet off her armor. Yet again, her arcane skill has spared her, and yet again she must watch a comrade fall. This is the cycle of war. She has seen many lose their lives, and she will see many more. Looks like we'll be heading back to the front line tomorrow, huh?
No.
No. No. I will not trudge back into the depths of that hell.
Dieu.
God, forgive me, for I have sinned. on that wasteland, only God bears witness as 2 shards of shrapnel pierced the belly that should have been stone. Huh? Wait. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Hello? I'm back with a snack. Yippee! Dear Agnes, I ask your forgiveness for writing so late. I'm assuming she might be in a field hospital. At this time, I am recovering in Wollongong. You need not worry, for I am nigh on completely healed. It is a fair price, one I must pay for leading my comrade in arms to his death. For I returned only with the water, his body left to rot in the wasteland.
No.
Such words will never pass the... That's so messed up. Man. Ugh. It's kind of... When people censor important topics, it leads to, especially now, I think, with TikTok and things, if you censor important topics, even in an educational sense, people will turn to euphemisms or silly terms like, I don't know, suicide becomes unalive, or unalive myself. Like killing becomes unalive. And it just makes things, it just reduces how seriously people take things. It's very well documented how language affects how you perceive things. So, even with noises of things, like if you think, like a baby is baby, with B as the soft noise, mama, papa, MBP, these really soft words, compared to if you have like Kiki, or like if you have a round object and you have a spiky object and you go and you say to a child, which one of these is Kiki? The child will point at the spiky thing. If you say which one is BB, they'll point at the round things. Even just in the consonants that you use, language affects how you perceive things. So if you make these really unserious comments or kind of euphemisms really popular and they become part of the modern vocabulary, you are reducing how people talk about things, but also how that will be remembered in the future, and how in the way that you have to speak about things for people to take it seriously. Because it's one thing to say this person committed suicide, and it's another thing entirely to say this person unalived themselves. Like, even in saying unalive, I can't take it seriously. I was reviewing interviews, or I was coding interviews, and someone said unalive, and I thought, you are speaking to a police officer. Why are you saying unalive? It just, even like, especially with the state of kind of how things are with the government and police forces and the authorities, you're not helping your case. We're already seeing this with Gen Alpha, I'm scared of the future. Yeah, it's also kind of even the most common things, you cannot say them without another connotation. Like if I said mascara, because I think TikTok has made it into a term relating to sexual assault. If you say mascara, what am I supposed to do in that context? Am I supposed to take it as literally mascara the makeup, or am I supposed to take it as you are referring to sexual assault? And it's frustrating, as I'm Gen Z, but I can't imagine how it must be for a millennial, a non-internet using Gen Z person, I don't know, maybe a baby boomer, maybe even like grandparents. How are you supposed to communicate? How are you supposed to communicate to people if you can't get across your point in normal language? Pick up a dictionary, get off your phone, write things without using ChatGPT. Side eye. I don't know, just gripes I have with the modern world. I mean, on the one hand, it does help, in a sense. Like, if your first instinct is to go, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, to even the smallest of inconveniences, which I've started to do, it sometimes can help. But if you're talking, but you need to be able to draw the line between when to use things in a serious way and when not to use things in a serious way. Even if I censor myself, I don't use euphemisms or things. I use the word, but replace a letter with like a number or something. Anyway.
Agnes.
Oh yes, relating to this, it's kind of horrifying to think that people weren't allowed to write home about the true horrors of the war because it's only afterwards, and then you get these things like condemnations and lawsuits and court trials and things. Thinking of the large-scale trials for the Nazi soldiers who had to run things in concentration camps like Auschwitz and yeah. And it's just harrowing to think of all these horrors and to know that these people were not allowed to write home about it. Were not allowed to write home about the horrors they've seen on the front lines. Were not allowed to write to their family members about how they have to kill people on basis of race. It's just taxing. It's just taxing to think about. She sits back on the makeshift bed and anxiously pats her face. It's also taxing on you as a person if you have to face all this. Like, I can't imagine. Because people being callous as they are, I can't imagine turning to your comrade in arms and being like, oh, this is so horrible, I do not want to be here anymore. And they just be like, same. What am I supposed to do? It's so like, because people already find it hard to face things without having to talk to other people. I can't imagine facing something so huge, so traumatic, and not being able to talk it out to someone because they're also just as traumatized, just as tired as you are. I'm just angrily eating a grape to process my unhappiness in the situation. It's just miserable to think about. Yet I cannot taint Agnes's happiness with lies. She sits back on the makeshift bed and anxiously pats her face. Then she crosses out the part about the water and carefully rewrites her words. I heard tell that we have reclaimed a critical stronghold. Perhaps this stalemate will yet reach its end. For we have held the line, cousin, and spared the capital untold devastation. Thus it must be so. I may well return home ere long. I can but hope the new commander will keep his promise. In your last letter, you spoke of the aid you have provided to the homeless as of late. Your kindness moves me, dear cousin. But what of you? Are you well? How are matters at home? I pray for your safety day and night. Tenebron, orders for you. Oh?
Then, may we return home?
I just realised she's fiddling with you can't see my mouse. But in her left hand, she's twirling a bullet. I can't tell if that's armor or something, but her thumb looks like it's encased in stone. The messenger's eyes hold a trace of pity. Just read it. Oh, just read it. She takes the paper, her fingers trembling, dread building in her chest. Second-class soldier Tenebron, according to the physician, your recovery period is nearly over. I'm scared. No. Because her cousin turned to stone shortly after the start of the war, after hearing that Marianne went off to fight. In light of the valor shown by arcane support and the battlefield utility of your arcane skills, Command has decided you are needed in the next major offensive. You are to return in 3 days. tap anywhere to exit. I can't wait to start Sentinel's story quest, I said with joys. I was then shot 57 times. No! Not another one! Oh, no, 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 no. Wrong way. Mariana's a sniper, which makes sense. I wonder if, Oh! Okay, I didn't realise their abilities. Marching orders. Charge, charge. Back to the battleground. A torrent of soldiers surges forward under a cover of fire. They run mechanically toward the highlands, gasping for every breath. Even her superior goggle of sight can't clear the vision in front of her. The once beautiful riverside is but a shadow of what it once was. She remembers walking its bank with Agnes before the war, her footsteps light, her heart lighter. She stumbles into a muddy crater, another layer of grime coating her uniform. The earth reeks, the stench of blood and rust chokes her. Cold rain falls hard and heavy, pummeling her skull. She forces herself up and keeps going. Something catches her foot. No! No! Oh my days. Her comrade lies lifeless, killed by friendly artillery meant as cover. Transcend racial divides, fight for the motherland.
L'ailleurs.
Astrologers cannot escape the clutches of death. She pushes through a break in a barbed wire into a trench, her squad mates following close behind. No time to see faces. You see an enemy uniform, you shoot.
Merde!
She pulls the trigger. Nothing. Gunpowder must be wet. She hardens her skin to stone just as a bullet grazes her cheek. She tosses her rifle aside and lunges at the shooter. Blood strays from his mouth, splattering on her stone face. Flesh is no match for rock. Gun. She scrambles to grab his Mauser and in a rush pulls an insignia out with it.
What is happening?
Two overlapping hands, either lifting or concealing. No. Manners, Vindicate. Manners? Mary, are you going to enlist? I must. The motherland calls, and if I do not, the atelier will be reduced to ash and rubble. I truly believe this war will soon end. We will continue our design work ere long.
L'ailleurs.
Only those ignorant of the truth of war would dare speak of its victory before it is won. Her face is gone. If that doesn't speak of the derealization that such heavy events bring. Is this your punishment for my arrogance? No. Ooh. Hehehe. Glow stick guy. Tiny guy. Are those glow sticks in its hand? In her days, black canisters drop into this. No. That they strike a greater fear than any shell. Gas. It's a trap. Masks on now. A pale yellow mist spreads, silent and fatal. Hey, yo. Gunfire fills the battlefield. Marianne hauls herself out of the trench, bodies falling around her. She drags herself forward, weaving between bullets as she scrambles to escape. At the edge of the fog, she spots a shattered, half-standing tree and crashes behind it. She falls to the ground. Therese, Catherine, Jean, Thomas. Her chest heaves, her whole body shaking as she unconsciously recounts their names. After today, she'll never hear their voices again.
Seigneur, je t'en prie, ne m'abandonne pas.
Lord God, I pray, do not abandon me. Who is saying this? Ladislas? Ladislas is her cousin who's very religious, and he sees Marianne's choice to enlist in the war as a sin, as something which appeals to the gargoyle nature of their bloodline, of their heritage, because they are gargoyles and they're seen as sinful, apparently, even though gargoyles guard churches. I don't know, man. My love for the Muslim land is true, my prayer is sincere.
Why?
Yet sin clings to me still, and fear blooms, rich and heavy in my heart. Ayo. Something slams into her side, but she doesn't stop. Her adrenaline numbs the pain. Ayo. Frozen again. Give me 1 second. Again. Okay, this really does bother me. Why does it keep doing this? Basically, my voice, wait. Okay, so basically, the way I'm recording my screen or my gameplay, it keeps freezing every few minutes, every, I don't know, half an hour or so. So I need to keep an eye out for when it does that, because then you can't say anything. It just freezes on the screen. Which is really weird, actually. I don't know if you saw the issue, but it's always come up on my screen, which really bugs me. Maybe it's because I messed with settings before, but... The blast hurls her into the trench. Perhaps her prayers have been heard after all. Do you use a capture card? I don't know. Basically, I was using window capture. I'm using OBS. I was using window capture, and then it made the screen really small, but it's the correct dimensions. Man, maybe it is because I messed with the settings. Because it was perfectly fine with the window capture. It was just a bit blurry. And then now I've switched to application capture, and it just freezes every few minutes. And it's always been the case. So, did you set the window size and resolution? What do you mean? She lies there, half buried like a toppled statue. Do you mean like the window itself when in settings with the entire screen, or what do you mean? For the capture, do you set the resolution of that to your screen? I don't do screen capture, I do application capture, but yes, it automatically goes to the resolution of my screen. 1 second. How do I get rid of this? Okay. My issue is my actual wait. Do I have you on Discord? Because if so, I can just send you screenshots and that might help. The entire trench is filled with coughing and spluttering, like sounds of exhaustion.
Marie. Agnes.
Oh no. I have received no letters from you for what feels like an age, yet still the simple thought of you gives me strength to go on. And I'm glad that you have not before witness to this all. The endless tragedies of the battlefield. No. Okay, this doesn't have the crossed sword, so I'm hoping this isn't a combat stage. Oh, what are we doing? Okay. Only one man stands tall.
Everyone!
Raise your heads. Do not let the enemy think we are cowards. Keep belief in your hearts. We have had many victories, and the general's artillery hasn't let us down. Victory is inevitable. The enemy will crumble before our will is broken. We must fight, For justice, for vengeance, we are unstoppable. No one answers him. In her ears, you can still hear Hervé's wailing as he lay in the mud. Oh no, 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 no. The threat of death forced her to turn away. He is the last company mate she saw. Name, soldier. Footsteps draw near and a figure blocks her view. Marianne. Not the roster. What is this?
Tell me.
How many of arcane support yet remain? So, the only one I've confirmed. We're still counting their might. Their might? A stabbing pain erupts in her skull like scissors tearing through her brain. The only survivor, the terror of the thought nearly swallows her whole. She stops grasping for anything to stay afloat. Have you seen any letters from me? I've received nothing for some time. No. Agnes is turned to stone. I've not heard anything from her because she's rock. You've not heard anything from Agnes because she's turned into a statue. Marianne. I don't deliver mail, soldier. Okay then, man. Then do you know when we will be afforded leave? Man. This is giving, oh, will we have summer break? This is a full-time job. You don't get summer break. Well, that's what I'm scared of when I start actually working. Is not getting holidays. Because it's so terrifying. You go to school for 18 years in the UK. Maybe you go to further education. You have summer holidays. You start work and there's no summer holidays. There's only 28 days of unpaid holiday per year. Excluding national holidays. Or maybe including. I don't know. Man. Imagine. That's so miserable to think about.
Ça n'a aucun sens.
Why do we still fight? For what? I don't know. I don't know either. That's like the actually scary thing as well. What is the point of fighting in a war? Because I guess in some senses it makes more sense than others. Like, for example, if you're a colonizer and you're wanting to take over a space, then you kill everyone there and then you take the space. But it's just such senseless violence, such senseless cruelty. You're putting all these people through this, and for what? So you can sit back in your comfortable office and watch as the world goes on while you win. And you send people out to die. Why don't you fight? Looking at you, leaders. I think I finished school at 18. Well, I think also that's the thing, mandatory education. Like in the UK, you are legally required to be in school until 16. And then that's it. You can choose to go on. But after 16, it's all kind of optional education. Most people tend to go on because at 16, those qualifications are kind of the base for what you need, like at all, ever. But if you want to do kind of higher level work, not higher level, but as in like, there are some jobs which require you to have like a bachelor's degree or to do postgrad or whatnot. Like even a teacher requires a university degree. But I know that some people who start at 16 do get into higher like positions before people who graduate from university do, which is really funny to think about. But it's just the journey is longer, or it takes a different path. Oh, with chart. Defend your friends, countries, and ideologies would be the main reason, but for a lot of people it would be more worth it to just ignore each other. Yeah. I think defending your ideology, there's also the argument to be made that you can just talk it out. I think a lot of the time, people turn to violence where they don't see words working. Or it's like I'm not someone who studied kind of the origins of wars and things necessarily, but in World War I specifically, there was obviously the assassination of Franz Ferdinand that kicked off kind of the talk of war and the talk of violence happening, because there was already tension between the two countries. I think it's Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, I think. I don't remember, all the words are jumbled up. And then there was Germany who piled in and was like, oh, we'll help you because we're like allied on one side. And then they were like, oh, the UK got involved, and then like France got involved because they were all allies and things. It's kind of, it still doesn't make sense to me. Because even before all of this built up, there were small things that could have been done to stop other things from building up. So, just a bachelor's? Damn, where was this when jobs kept rejecting me? Honestly, I don't know. It's miserable. Being when the job market is miserable, when the political climate is miserable, when the actual climate is miserable. Damn, when do we get a break? Very rarely do people agree to coexist. It's sad, but it's the truth. That's why I say the next best thing is to leave each other alone. If we can't coexist, we should still avoid conflict. Yeah. I had a disagreement with a friend, and actually it kind of wrecked my mental health, but we don't talk about that. And it's just kind of like, I couldn't bear to be that person's friend because of the way that they worded things and the way that they couldn't understand how their ideologies were insensitive, and actually those ideologies, when acted out, cause actual real harm on other people. In multiple areas, actually. Maybe that friend is watching, I don't know. Hi, if you're watching. But definitely it's not about that. I didn't go after them afterwards to cause them harm, or we were just like, well, we can't, come to an agreement on how to communicate and how to like reconcile our differences, so we'll just not talk to each other. Well, tell me about it. Lives in a military dictatorship. A lot of the time I want to say things, but I don't know how to say it without sounding sarcastic. I'll say it anyway. That's so miserable. Like, as much as people say, it's so horrible to live in a time with dictators and things, to actually live it is something else completely different. So, genuinely, I'm so sorry. Ah! See, there's the people who complained about this story when it was released on the CN server, because the CN server was released in May 2023, and this game was released on global in October 2023. So originally there was a 6 month gap. Well, I say 6 months, 5-month gap, and then now it's shortened to about 1.5 months. So one patch. No, I lied. 3 months. So definitely it's reduced down. But I remember when this patch dropped, people were saying, actually, this chapter promotes war. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see it. Even though, yes, descriptions of things aren't an argument for saying, actually, this isn't an argument against war, because detailed descriptions are just descriptions of what happened. I would argue that because of the horrors depicted and how people talk about it, actually this is anti-war. This chapter is anti-war and definitely not promoting war, at least. Yeah. Looks at everyone who criticized the story when it came out on CN side saying it's pro-war. Thankfully it's not that bad. Yeah. Don't say bad stuff about them publicly and they'll ignore you. You're just not worth it. Yeah. Long hair. The Marianne turns startled. The man is swaying a little. Best to drink while you're still breathing. Well, she'd be breathing for a bit longer than you are, probably. This is my special stash. Eau de vie. Good stuff. Water of life. I'd imagine it's good stuff. Gives me a reason for living anyway. His head is wrapped in a filthy, blood-soaked bandage. His right ear is gone. Those bastards lounging around at headquarters don't give a damn about us. May as well drink while we can. Shot or shelled, what's the difference? He bleats like a sheep, a sign of mockery. The world spins, the trench tilts and Marianne's stomach turns. She drops the rifle she scavenged from the battlefield and crawls towards the blast shelter at the back wall, dry heaving. Once inside, she curls up, the grey rock spreading rapidly across her body. Right before she slips into delirium, the one-eared veteran climbs in and gently places a can in front of her. But despite all the bad, I do still love my country. One goal I want is to help make my home country a safer and better place. Yes! And that's the goal everyone should have. Yeah. I think definitely even if you can't do very much, just even in your social circle, just among your friends, among the spaces you occupy online, you can still choose to be a good person. You could still choose to help people. You could still choose to help other people and keep them safe and make your space a better space. Which is why I don't get what people say, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me. Well, it does, because you are a person and you live and you exist in a society, full stop. Yeah. I think maybe I am a bit more biased towards this chapter because of this rendition of the girl with the flaxen hair. La fille, something. Let me see. La fille aux cheveux de dents. Lin? Wrong. I don't know, Google Translate could say it better than me. The Girl with the Flaxen Hair by Debussy. Let's just admire for a second. The scent of the apples Agnes once described hits her nostrils. Fresh and sweet, a scent of home, a scent of peace. Ladislas carrieth a peculiar fondness for traditional objects. To his eye, the irreparable flaws and wear of such trinkets are an elegance granted only by time. True. Much like thy father, he loatheth the inventions of the mechanical age. Agnes crouches, curiously turning the item in her hands. Sunlight glimmers on her shoulder. But I share not the disdain. Perhaps a photograph is not so poetic as a painting.
But
It may capture the apples on this table exactly as they are, and in the years hence I may glance upon their image, and the joy of this day will bloom full in my breast once again.
Marie,
I don't know why the screen keeps flickering, by the way, I'm so sorry about that. That is to say, Marie, that I thank thee dearly for the camera. This is purple. Yeah, I'm told people in my country are parasites who would do anything to rob me, but I see bits of kindness and compassion all the time. When I first got my job, my Uber driver offered to take me to dinner to celebrate. We're strangers, and when he brought me home, he kept forcing me to pay, saying it was my big day. Yeah. I think someone told me that actually. Oh, XYZ is a stereotype. XYZ is while stereotypes can be harmful in a lot of ways, there's also something called a schema in psychology, which is your mental representation that you hold in your brain of something. So say, for example, at a restaurant, you would expect chairs, tables, waiters, food, a menu. That's a stereotype. Obviously, there are places which don't fit that stereotype. Like, there are many local restaurants in smaller cities and smaller areas which don't have a menu because they only sell one or two things. They may not have waitresses, because you're expected to just get the things yourself. and it's all considered a restaurant, or at least somewhere to sit and eat. But I think people spend so much time trying to explain that little caveats that actually you forget to experience the caveats. All this to say, I think, yeah, while you can have such strong feelings about something, and you can have stereotypes and stereotypical feelings about something, it is always a good thing to be able to look for good in the smallest of ways. So yeah, even if you think, even that is a really nice story, and I'm glad that you got a job and that happened to you, because that sounds really sweet. It is. People forget that at the end of the day we are human, and a lot of people are predisposed to kindness. And yeah, it is just lovely to be able to experience the, I don't know, the loveliness of humanity, the humanness of humanity, even if you are living somewhere where people don't have such a kind opinion of you, of the people there. Like, I come from a city which people look down on, which people don't like the accent of, which people don't have a kind opinion of. But even so, you still have lovely people, you still have kind people who will treat you so kindly, even if you're strangers. People will help each other, you know? That's just how people are. And it's also, there's no cost to you, even if you're doing something little, which is also really nice. It costs nothing to be nice. It costs nothing to not say anything horrible, you know? You remind me of my daughter, you know. Shame I won't see her again. No. No.
So...
I came to say goodbye. Eat the canned food if you're hungry. Long hair, good luck to you. He crawls back out and sits at the parapet as he calmly checks over his bullets. No. Marianne carefully carries the heavy velvet bundle into the studio. Once you sort those fabrics, you can take the rest of the day off. Ah, and a letter from your sister arrived. I do hope it's good news.
Merci.
Baby Marianne. He hastily says her goodbyes as she tears open the envelope. Marie, grandmother's kindness and generosity is as unmoving as ever. She hath agreed. Shouldst thou be accepted into l'Ensad, she has promised to fund thy atelier de couture in Paris. Yippee! Woohoo! Thank you, God. Thank you, grandmother. Application. I must make haste. I had to do a double take because I was listening. I thought you'd said you had a daughter. I do have a daughter. Her name is 37. No, I'm joking. I don't have a daughter. Can you imagine? Okay, no, that's something that's been going around my head, like, a lot, actually. Like, at one point, it was something I just kept thinking about. If you're a streamer, and you have a child, or you're like a content creator in the game space, and you have a child, what on earth do you do? Because I can't imagine you and your spouse both being content creators, and you have a child, and then you're streaming, and then the child starts crying, and then you're just like, sorry guys, my child is crying. I gotta go for 20 minutes and take a break, and then I'll come back. It wouldn't change anything. No, but like, can you imagine like your full-time career is content creation or streaming, And then you have to deal with postpartum depression, online comments, deadbeat spouse. I say deadbeat spouse, I mean deadbeat dad, but yeah. No, it's just me. There are lots of people who I know who are parents of children. Yeah, I have parents and they have children. But it's just, imagine like your first child and you've just given birth to this human being. And it's like you have to go through so many physical changes, so many mental blocks as well. Yeah. There's a lady on Instagram, I think, who has a series um about why you shouldn't get pregnant, like have children. This woman gave birth to children and like a lot of her organs collapsed as a result of the childbirth. That's so scary. People die during pregnancy. It's like it's normal. It's I don't want to say it's normal. In nature documentaries and things, you always see a lot of the time you'll see successful births. You don't get to see all the times the mother has died because of childbirth, or you don't get to see where the baby dies because of things like natural circumstances. Like butterflies lay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of eggs because they know that they'll get eaten. Imagine you gave birth to a child and it got eaten. Can you imagine? Like, oh, I went through all that for nothing. Stares into space. I'm terrified of having kids just because I'm nervous of being a bad spouse and parent. Same. Forget spouse. Giving birth. Anyway. Dispel your arcane skill, that's an author. You're a soldier, you should willingly give yourself to the motherland. Frick you. Frick you, man. Let's see you go out and survive. Man. I order you to... That's what I thought. An explosion blasts him off his feet. The irony of the entire situation. Man. That's what I thought. Sacrifice yourself to the motherland. Ironic, isn't it? Also, don't call yourself dumb because you made a mistake. You're not dumb. Fire and ash swirl in the air. The stench of burning flesh chokes her. All sights blur, fade and collapse into a dark, narrow passage. Only one figure remains at its end, glowing faintly, a flawless lily.
Agnes!
But the barren soil cannot nourish the lily's glow. Her dear cousin kneels in the darkness, hands clasped in prayer, as her body is slowly swallowed in...
Marie.
Even should we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we must believe. God is always with us.
Agnes!
Where Agnes stood, nothing remains.
No.
Oh. For me, I grew up in a... Oh. Oh. Yeah. There's lots of there's a saying which has come about in response to a lot of these conversations, which is all children deserve parents, but not all parents deserve children. Which may or may not be the case for you, but yeah. For a moment, she is unable to tell dream from reality. Eat a bullet, you bastard. Okay. Are you threatening the superior? Shouting erupts outside. You want us to hold the line? Fine, we'll hold the line. But tomorrow's offensive, not suicide, it's slaughter. Marianne looks around. The soldiers are gathered, their faces burning with rage. Fresh corpses lie at the trench's edge, shot the moment they climbed out. One of them is missing his right ear. No. I never even knew his name. How long has it been since leave, huh? We deserve to go home. For the first time, her eyes clearly discern good from evil. The enemy's defeat is just one step away. Frick you! Liar! Liar! He snaps, unable to stomach another empty speech.
Ça n'a aucun sens.
Naught awaits us but annihilation. We are naught but tools to your own selfish ends. The soldiers roar in agreement, spitting curses and protests. And slowly all their voices chant a single line.
Nous refusons d'aller mourir.
We refuse to cast away our lives. Man. Yeah. Your sister wishing she was an early child is kind of a man. Yeah. As much as it's good that you have a civil relationship now, and you have good relationships now, it doesn't. It's still miserable to hear of the past. Within a week, mutiny has spread like a plague across every position along the river. She is at that age to be okay then. Soldiers sit together in circles. One of them hums a quiet tune. In the shadows under falling rain, soldiers search for their graves. They have tossed their rifles aside, ignoring every call to the battlefield. The rich men frolic down the boulevards while we crawl through the trenches. 3 days ago, they raised their guns at a colonel spouting empty speeches. He ran off, his trousers wet. Oh my days. For them, life is good, but for us, not so much. Me when I'm a sheep, led by empty words. The soldiers bleat in unison. Anyways, enough about that depressive topic. Ugh. But it's all over now, because the grunts are on strike. She listens to the singing, a faint smile curling the corners of her mouth. You metal-riddled cowards. All that metal too heavy for you, is it? Can't drag your cowering little bodies to the front lines?
Don't give in.
We must persevere. None will die for their sake any longer. They must face us now. I just want that murderer out. Soldiers, on your feet. Yeah. Fix your uniforms. The commander-in-chief will be here shortly. Oh? Move it. Marianne's superior night vision allows her to see the man clearly. Her eyes widen.
Oh my.
Who? The general turned commander-in-chief, hailed as the savior of the front, steps calmly into their midst. Who is it? Above a large moustache, his deep blue eyes scan the trench, pausing on every worn and weary face. Soldiers, you are the loyal and courageous defenders of our nation. It is thanks to you that we have thus far protected our country's freedom and dignity. I know well the hardships you have suffered. Now that I have taken charge, you have my word that our plan of attack will change. No more mass charges, you will not die for nothing. The trenches will be expanded and improved, allowing you more space to rest. Logistics will ensure that the front line receives sufficient rations. You will go hungry no longer. And starting today, a rotation system will be instituted. You will all get the leave you deserve. Home, finally. Yeah, but the war isn't over yet. No. 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 Keep your word. Cell. Why are you in prison during war? Converted from a warehouse, the space holds many soldiers, each one part of the mutiny, each one now sentenced by a makeshift tribunal.
Seigneur miséricordieux, donne-moi le courage.
I beg you, grant me the courage, faith, and strength to endure, she murmurs, staring blankly ahead. A rat nibbles on the crumb scattered on the floor. The other day, I went out in the small hours of the morning, in normal people talk at 4 a.m. And I was walking home, and I saw some shadow cross a doorway which had light shining out of it. And I swear that was the biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what they're injecting these rats with, but that rat was terrifyingly big. It was like the size of maybe, I don't know, it's quite big. I'd say about 20 centimeters long, not including the tail. Fat rat. I've heard of rats the size of cards. I couldn't imagine seeing one. Oh, hopefully these rats in the story are not that big. That would be absolutely horrifying. The battlefield has toughened it, kept it alive. Okay then, that makes it even worse. Battle rat. Let your glory shine upon me, O Lord. Tenebrun, you're up, eh? Her prayer is cut short. A soldier opens the cell door, a rifle in hand. Marianne rises from the bed and trudges out in a haze. May I leave a letter to my family? There is no answer. Are you sure it wasn't a rogue chihuahua? Yes. Very sure. If it was a chihuahua, I think the owner would pamper it enough to not let it out of the house at 4 a.m. The size would be about right. I mean, you're right, but... Okay. Special Court-Martial President. Second-class soldier Marianne Tenebron is charged with the following crimes. Okay then. Unauthorized use of arcane skills, incitement to disobedience of others, and evasion of combat. Your actions, your betrayal, are a disgrace to the military and our nation. Stripped of the right to defend or appeal, Marianne listens numbly as her charges are read. Can I just say, this headpiece that she's wearing is a headpiece and is not part of her body. Which I didn't realize. It looks so natural. The army has enforced its will. Those who led the mutiny have been arrested in service of restoring order. Whether they were true ringleaders doesn't matter. The act of judgment has served its purpose. The court finds you guilty. Your sentence is death. Okay then. Marianne rises, turns, and stiffly follows the guards out. As she leaves the tent, someone taps her soldier. We still believe in you, Marianne. You're a true patriot. The mutiny is over. Thy courage amazes me greatly. I shall praise to the Lord that he watcheth over thee, and that he thus bringeth thee home safe from the battlefield. I eagerly await the day when we may walk again in the apple orchard, and I may hear thee speak of thy designs and dreams.
Agnes.
No. Marianne kneels on the ground. Before her, a row of soldiers stands at attention, each with a rifle in their arms. A stern officer looms beside her. Her hands are bound behind her back, a white cloth tied over her
Isn't it
eyes.
so?
My comrades in arms, has the shelling begun again? No, it's you who's shaking. Yeah. Her teeth are chattering too hard to speak. It'd be funny if she used her arcane skill again and went actually Uno reverse. Ready. Marianne knows the sound of rifles being raised. She is a sniper after all.
Sorry.
Aim. She loses her sight once again, finding herself back in that narrow path strewn with dust and ashes. A gargoyle, both filthy and holy, standing at its end.
Agnes.
Will I ever see you again? She touches her cousin's head, now cold and hard, just as she did countless times when they were children. Fire. Sparks flash from the rifle barrels, and bullets spin towards her chest.
Forgive me.
The bullets lodge in solid stone. In the instant before impact, she petrified herself. Keep firing. She staggers to her feet and runs as fast as her body will allow, stone chips breaking off her body as she goes. Her petrification can't withstand all of you. Bruh. Stop right there. After all your experience on the battlefield, okay then. I will not allow myself to be killed in this godforsaken place. I have a duty to my home. Steady now, I've got to get out of here alive. Okay. Why would you fire? Take this rifle, soldier. An arcanist gift shouldn't be squandered on mankind's petty conflicts. Your destiny calls you to higher purposes. I don't understand. Who are you? I will inform the others about your presence, and they will begin searching for you. When that time comes, all will become clear to you. Get out of here. Oh. Okay then. On the run. Countryside, everyone! A lone figure hurries down a deserted country path. Her cloak clings tightly to her.
Thank God.
2 years have passed, and yet it stands as it once did. Days and nights of sleepless travel have brought Marianne back to her hometown. Dust on the handle and steps. None have passed in or out for quite some time.
Happening?
Oh no. Ladislas? Ha! She spins and raises her gun, aiming squarely at the figure's chest.
Cousin.
This is the devout one
What
I
is
was speaking
happening?
about. Huh? Our kin are safe. They now reside in a secure place. I heard tell of the mutiny and of thy execution. I had believed I would never lay eyes on thee again. I deserted. Marianne avoids his gaze. His answer surprises her. She studies this cousin she hasn't seen in so long. Like all its soldiers, this war has weathered him, but something strange, something almost obsessive, lingers beneath the surface.
Wait.
Wait. Gargoyles truly have no place amidst the many misfortunes cast down by God. Oh no. Where's he going?
You mean to say...
No. No. She's going to see Agnes and she's going to be frozen solid.
Agnes.
Why did she not flee with the others? Well. Then 'tis true she spake not of it to thee. She spake of offering aid to those displaced by the war. Yea, the most saintly among us. Among us? But those whom she aided were not here but in Armagh. She did receive one pleading letter from a distant branch and travelled there forthwith, a small fortune in her pocket, still a place soon to be engulfed by war.
Impossible.
Cousin.
You don't understand her like I do. What? Oh no. Ladislas opens the door. In the center of the lounge stands a gargoyle statue. It's her dear cousin, curled forward, forever weeping.
Agnes!
She rushes forward and falls to her knees before the statue. Wake up, it's me, Marie, I've returned. The statue does not move.
What is happening?
She cannot.
Cousin.
To awaken from petrification, one must preserve a final shred of flesh. It seems instinct alone to drive thee to maintain a modicum of thy flesh on the battlefield. Okay then. Oh no. What happened? Were those visions truly a warning of the divine?
What am I to do?
Reality overlaps with hallucination. Fear rises hot in her chest again. Oh no.
Cousin.
No. No.
It has come as a divine punishment.
Wait.
This war is neither yours nor ours to end.
Faith shall be reborn and humanity shall resurrect from within our mortal. Okay then. Ladislas, what happened to you in the war? As much as all this bad stuff is happening, this soundtrack is kind of a banger.
Et c'est la buzz encombrante aux fidèles, à nous, les gargouilles.
Fanaticism indeed. That, my dear cousin, is why we must persevere through this calamity, not partake in it. And you too, deserted cousin. That's what I thought. Dost thou understand, cousin? She doesn't. Fair enough. But in her crumbling world, those final words give her a sliver of hope.
Agnes
Come the end
reviendra
of all,
si la guerre prend fin.
Agnes will return. So long as the war comes to an end. No! Me when I'm mentally ill and I'm spreading my mental illness to other people. In a deserted church, Marianne brushes dust from a gargoyle statue. This church, not far from the village, is now her and Ladislas's refuge. Home is no longer safe, Agnes. We had no choice but to take you with us. But here at least you may feel God's light shine upon you. I hope you
I shall
you can
pray
forgive
every
us,
day.
so that you may return. May the Lord hear a sinner's prayer. My understanding about lineage is shallow, I
Isn't
admit.
that so?
I'm not going to lie, with the context of this being in the early 1900s, in 16, when I heard steam engine, I thought you meant a literal steam engine, like a train. I thought, are you talking about the Industrial Revolution of the 1800s? And then I realized, I was like, wait, steam machine, you mean? It took me a second to realize what you meant. I can't afford it, but it seems exciting. It seems really cool, because Steam Machine is the one which is similar to a PC, right? I know that people are a big fan of the Steam Deck because of what it can do, so I think it's quite cool. The GameCube. Okay then. It is. Wait. It does very literally look like a cube, which is really funny. Oh. Wait. Wait. There are two versions. There's the one which is like the flat one, and then there's the cube one. Wait. The cube one. Dun, 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 dun. Being able to launch games. Apparently it's really good. It seems cool. It's far cheaper than a full-on PC, but it's cheap for a mid-range PC, fully customizable and optimized for Steam. This is the second Steam machine. The first was a flop since it was their first attempt at a PC console. Okay then. Fair enough. That seems cool. Yeah, since so many games are available on Steam as well, that's really quite good. Was it set to be released next year? I don't remember the exact things, but I did hear of it and it seemed pretty cool. I know people are really excited for it. Mm. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I went on Discord and then I saw a bunch of people's pictures of merch. Um, Ladislas is learned in such things. His conviction must hold some truth I have yet to see. Right? No, poor Agnes. Early 2026. Nice. Not GameCube. That's the old Nintendo. Oh, okay. People are calling it the Gabe Cube after CEO Gabe Newell. The only Gabe I knew is Gabriel Warburton, and he's the voice actor of My Day, I think, from Star Rail. But that's cool. Let's hope the CEO is a good person and not someone who is money hungry. Last one, and it's another combat thing. Mm. Mm. Far from the front, 6 months melt away like water. The freezing trench winters feel like a different life. Her days return to peaceful monotony. Big thing is that it uses Steam OS, which is not Windows. It's Linux for gaming, and what is tech illiterate person starts streaming has no idea what any of these terms mean. Which is not your fault. It is entirely mine. What is Linux? Ah. What is Linux and why is it used? It's a free open source operating system that is used to power various applications ranging from mobile devices to a majority of the... Oh! So it's good. Okay. It's a Linux for gaming and user-friendly, and considering how much people aren't losing faith in Windows, it's like Steam is our savior. Gabe is a genuinely amazing person. He's the reason why Steam is such an amazing platform. I see. Thank you for the rundown. Yeah. Even though, yeah. That's cool. I've looked it up and the silly little penguin is the icon, which I think is really fun. Dun, 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 dun.
Amen.
Begin preparations. Bread in one, newspaper in the other hand.
What
Okay.
is happening?
The war will soon come to an end. What year is it? Seeking negotiations, peace in sight. No, he's just stringing her along. Okay, basically in chapter 11, which is the main story chapter, it's revealed that after the war ends, Agnes does not come back, and it turns out that Ladislas is very mentally ill and very delusional, and he was wrong the whole time. And that Agnes, he knew that Agnes, even though she had turned completely to stone, would not turn back because, as he said before, you need to leave a shred of flesh for you to turn back. She did not. She turned 100% to stone, and he knew there's no way of reversing that. And he still said to Marianne, actually, when the war's over, she can turn back. Which is very infuriating to know after the story ends. You know how Windows is the operating system of most computers and Mac OS is for Mac? Linux is the same but simpler, not bloated and free and open to the public. Open source! Open source code! Woohoo! Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. Yippee!
You mean to say...
They're cloaked in black with accents of seductive blue. Manners
Cozy.
vindicate. Manners? I knew it! She knew. Oh, okay, so this is why she knew that Manus Vindicte was part of the war efforts. Wait, that's really cool. That's really sad, but really cool. Okay. Do you recall the soldier who has helped you escape?
What?
No! No.
You mean
Frick
to
you.
say... What is happening?
Who are you? We follow the Mother of Resurrection. You may call us. Manus. Frick you! Get out! Ugh. A hand extends toward her, seemingly in peace. The mask on his face stirs something long buried. What does it stir? Does it stir anger? Two hands crossed. Yep. She saw the very same insignia. To accept this invitation would be to commit treason. Indeed. We serve no human faction. Our manipulation of armies is merely a means to an end. You can join us without fear. The mother has returned. Arcane is still rising. The world will no longer be divided by nation, but ruled by blood. Frick you! Frick you!
This is a warning. Such blasphemy.
I will not have his virtues tainted by the likes of you. Go, Marianne, go! Have you forgotten the soldier who's... I don't care. I don't care. Get
You have
out.
made a grave mistake.
Oh,
Your only way out.
cousin.
Yes.
You're right. Kill them all. Get out. My days. It's an open source operating system. The problem that it was purely used for PCs. 90% of the internet uses Linux and servers and supercomputers, but for I see. I see. So it's widely used, but not personal. Okay. That's really good. Yeah. So it is possible to use on personal computers, but not common as much. Well, that's a good step in the right direction.
Cousin.
Marianne grips a letter pulled from one of the mallets in her hand, a lead. The information is too detailed, as if they know everything about the negotiations. If this plan of theirs is true, I must confirm it
I
with
cannot
myself.
allow this war to go on.
And it still went on in 1920. Oh! So this is Mana's Vindicte's camp. They must have the critical information I need. Take them out one by one from the shadow. Take down their front. Okay, 2, 3. Okay. Why would... How are you gonna... Wait. Okay. A comrade of mine spoke the very same words as we patrolled along the Carolus River. All we needed to do was give them a gentle nudge in the right direction, and they freely surrendered all sense of Any pretense of a ceasefire is pure fantasy. You lie, you speak venom without any truth. Our forces have successfully assisted in quelling worker uprisings in all territories. The faction advocating for negotiation has been fully subdued. This war therapy is demonstrated. Oh no! Their influence has penetrated deep into enemy lands. Those accursed, war-hungry maniacs. We cannot allow them to achieve their goals. I agree. This is treason. Why would they do this? Oh. The reason why is that Linux has a reputation for being complicated, which is still true for some reasons of it, like Arch Linux, but some versions like Mint, Fedora, and CentOS are... Oh! Wait, no, that's really good. Yeah. Boo company monopolies. Yeah. I think also the ability to even be able to access it is also really good. Oh my goodness, what was that? Sorry, there was a really loud noise. No, it's really good. The coding software that we use right now in class is RStudio, and it's open source, I think. Or it's like free to use, and it's not as widely used, but it's like open source, and it's easier to share with other people, and it follows with open science principles, which is really cool. So science isn't gated too much, and so people can reassess the data and check for themselves if figures are correct and do analyses and things, which is really cool. I'm admittedly not a big fan of coding, but I can see why this is so important, why it's so good. So, woohoo, Linux! No.
Of course.
No. Frick you. I'm gonna have to stop myself now, messing. No. Essays are also good. 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs is not essays. If you type a message out and it tells me I have to extend the message, then we might have problems, but it's fine. Personally, I scrapped the Windows-like UI, after which you could customize your UI. Woohoo! Tile managers. Yeah, there are so many different features of different operating systems and different versions of each operating system, which I would love to be able to have together, but I can't have together. So if Linux could do that, then that would be really good. Oh! Okay, so this is where this scene comes from. No one notices the statue hidden beneath the branches. Still and silent, she blends in like any stone in the forest. Her fingertips are encased in stone. We'll see the results of the negotiation soon. The future you want is already within reach. The gold stars and medals on his uniform sting Marianne's eyes. Pleasure working with you.
Nice.
And you. With just a few words, they casually decide the fate of every soldier. Frick you. Utterly absurd. She steadies her trembling hand, takes aim, and pulls the trigger. Who? She moves forward step by step, unflinching, as shots ricochet off the surrounding trees and guns down every last member of Manus Vindictae.
You have made a grave mistake.
Put down that flare. She steps out of the forest, over the corpses, rifle aimed squarely at the advisor's chest. Of all the people to end my life, I never thought to be one of my own. Didn't your commanding officer teach you never to aim your weapon at a superior? You traitorous coward. You truly have thrown your lot in with Manus Vindictae. Traitorous? Everything I have done for the motherland. Frick you! The enemy invaded our land, interfered with our colonies. If we allow them to grow stronger, we'll only repeat the shame we suffered half a century ago. No!
You have made a grave mistake.
We are all pawns, us and them alike. So what? What? The enemy came to us to negotiate peace. They're begging for it, in fact. Even with Manus Vindictae's help, they cannot turn the tide. You truly have made your lot with the devil. How many more must perish before you are satisfied? Oh. Blood is the sacrifice for victory. You're short-sighted, soldier. No. To absolve your guilt for all your heinous acts.
Tout ça, juste pour toi.
You fear death and reject the honor of war. BS. BS. A raven glides down from a distant train car, lands lightly on the officer's soldier, flaps his wings and flies off. No.
No.
The ground shakes violently, her insides burn. Marianne gasps for air. At the end of a dark, narrow corridor, she sees the stone gargoyle receding into the distance.
Et c'est la base encombrante aux fidèles. À nous, les gargouilles.
We are the enactors of his divine judgment in a demonic guise. Well.
Mortal hand or eye could frame the cause behind these deadly ends.
Agnes.
Linux users have a term for customizing their UI. It's called ricing, and they go crazy with it. Ooh, I want to see. Wait. No, no, what have I done? Okay. Very nice. The colors, the temperatures. That's really nice. I have no idea what any of this is, but woohoo! No, if my UI looked like this, I'd be so happy. Like, I have no idea what any of it says, but I'd be so happy to be able to see, like, CPU usage, volume, everything, just on one screen. Wow. No worries. Take your time. She closes her eyes, her finger trembling by the trigger. You choose desertion. You choose to kill your compatriot, your commander. You are the traitor. No!
Lui qui verse le sang de l'homme verra son sang versé par l'homme. Forgive me.
To kill a fellow countryman is to willingly put a stain upon my soul, and confess to you I shall ever bear the cross, and in death I shall face your judgment. I pray, do not abandon me. Disgraceful.
Je veux mettre fin à cette guerre.
The bullet hits him square between the eyes. He drops his star-stamped epaulets, stained with blood and dirt. He steps forward into the forest, no longer as just Marianne, but as sentinel. Wow! Backstory! Yippee! Echoes of the battlegrounds. Ooh, what is this? Defend our base, okay. Capture the headwaters, okay. Oh no, 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 no. Hey, yeah. No, 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 no. How do I? What? At ease, attention, then back to the bloodshed. The gunfire fades into a future cloaked in silence. The dawn rises
I pass my nights
over the
in many
kill zone.
ways. Convenience.
And then I guess the last thing to do for this patch is Charon's story, which is tomorrow. Yeah. What is the show somewhere? Okay. So oh, Tenant's thingy-mabob stops tomorrow as well, and then I'll come back at some point. Okay.
I need but a measuring tape, pair of scissors.
What is this? What to Charon's story. Okay, and then everything
When we
else.
got to the residence, I need but a measuring tape,
Where
pair of
is...
scissors.
Okay, I have 4 pulls for Charon. But the monthly reset is during his banner, so hopefully that will help. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is just Ottu and London dawning. Okay. The Eastern Front, which I'm assuming is
As the
the
shackles
next
weigh upon me,
version, will have that. Okay, can I level anyone? I think...
Ah, you've made it in. Actually.
No, I can't get that.
will this
No,
war
I
ever
can't
end?
level that up.
I am
Yeah.
unsure. There is a way which seemeth right.
Anyway, I think tenants might take a while, so I'll do that in my own time.
Que ta présence me guide vers toi.
Let's see. Xeno X 8 Nights. Yeah, Kanjiro was added almost instantly. Okay.
As the shackles weigh upon me, I can but hear Ladislas's prayer.
Okay. How old is she?
Oui, je m'en souviens maintenant.
26. Oh. If she's 26 in 1920, then that's fine. Yeah. I thought she was like 20. Man. A tiny, tiny girl.
I pass my nights in many ways. By a blessing of the divine, gargoyles are born with sight that can discern good from evil. I, however, am not as gifted as my kin in this regard. So I rely upon careful observation to compensate for my shortcomings. Yet,
Anyway.
in the end, it was not my eyes that guided me, but my conscience. In those critical moments, I did not hesitate to bear the burden of sin, for I knew the blood would be upon my hands.
Okay. So, I didn't have any plans to do anything else today, so I think that will be the end of stream for today. Thank you all for...
It is not chaos in the
Ayo.
battlefield that I tread, but silence. For it is in the hush that the mind wanders. When will the next shell hurtle down from the heavens? When will a bullet finally lodge itself in my skull?
Okay, Sentinel.
But this silence is different. In this, there is something truly peaceful. Something on the battlefield.
Shush,
Evidence will
shush.
this war ever end?
Sorry. I didn't want to cut her off. Thank you everyone for joining. And for going through her story quest with me. I have other socials. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. They're also, the links are below. I also have a Discord server if you ever want to know exactly when I'm streaming. There's probably going to be more information on there, and it's more easy to keep track of things as well. I'm more active on Twitter than on Instagram these days, but if you try to contact me anywhere, I will try to reply, ? Just don't scam me. That's probably not a good thing to say. Yeah, it was good to see everyone today. Good to be back. I cannot guarantee a regular stream schedule at all, but like I said, Discord is the most reliable place to know, because everyone else, it'll get drowned out or I just won't say anything. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you've had a lovely time, and thank you everyone, even if you've lurked. I appreciate you all a lot, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I want to rest and eat something, so I don't really want to raid someone, but if you have anyone you think you would want to visit, then please let me know. Otherwise, yeah, if you have anyone you want to raid, then let me know. Like right now. But otherwise, thank you everyone. Yes. It was a lovely time. I think next time I will stream Genshin. Yes. Ah! Who? Who do you want to raid? Fluffy. Oh, let me look this person up. What? Wait, I love her VTuber model. Wait, you're right. I love her VTuber model. No, wait, that's really cute. No, she's really cute. I want to go raid her. Wait, thank you for suggestion, Hollow. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. I will see you next time. Yes. I don't really have anything to say. I hope you all eat well and keep yourself safe. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. I assume so. She seems like she's really nice. Bye bye.